The Voice has returned for season 27, continuing its journey of aspiring singers who aim to fulfill their dreams by showcasing their incredible talent to impress both the judges and the audience. However, the premiere featured a surprising twist. Many fans are now eager to know whether former judge Blake Shelton has returned to the show. So, why did Blake Shelton leave The Voice, and did he return in season 27? Here is everything you need to know about the singer's departure from the musical reality show. Blake Shelton left The Voice due to personal reasons. For the unaware, Shelton was one of the most successful coaches in The Voice. During his stints, a total of 9 of his trained contestants emerged as the winner of the show. Despite a successful journey, Shelton decided to step away from the show after season 23. In an interview with Access Hollywood, the Dreamer singer shared that his life changed after becoming a stepdad to his wife Gwen Stefani's 3 sons. He expressed that looking after the family is not an easy job, so he decided to step away from The Voice, which demanded a lot of time. Shelton further added that committing to the show required a 150% contribution, and those days are gone for him, as he has to focus on a more important job. Blake Shelton, a country music superstar and one of the original coaches of The Voice, has been a consistent presence on the show ever since it first aired in 2011. Over the course of more than a decade, he has been the public face of the popular reality competition, directing a large number of participants to achieve success with his unique blend of charisma, wit, and expertise in country music. The departure of Shelton from The Voice in 2025, on the other hand, has left fans and the entertainment industry alike wondering, why? The length of time he has spent working on the show, his personal and professional life, and possibly his changing connection with the format of the show have all contributed to the swirl of speculation that has surrounded his departure. However, a closer look at Blake Shelton's time on The Voice reveals several factors that likely contributed to his departure. These factors range from his desire for personal growth to his deepening commitments outside of television to the natural evolution of his career. Although we may never fully know the complexities of his decision, it is likely that we will never know all of the factors that contributed to his departure. It's the final chapter of a legendary story. A journey that can only be described as legendary has been taken by Blake Shelton on The Voice. After being one of the show's founding coaches, he rapidly became one of the most well-liked personalities on the show. However, it was his true passion for assisting emerging artists that solidified his position as one of the show's core players. His charisma, wit, and down-to-earth attitude made him a fan favorite, but it was his genuine passion that secured his standing. A great number of spectators regarded Shelton as the epitome of a coach because he was unwavering, encouraging, and deeply devoted to his squad. Shelton coached a number of champions throughout the course of his career and was instrumental in shaping the careers of a great number of rising talents. The fact that he had a history in country music allowed him to bring a fresh viewpoint to the show, one that was well received by fans of mainstream pop music that were also fans of country music. The success that Shelton had on The Voice was not only measured by the amount of triumphs he achieved, but also by the warmth that he provided to the musical competition. The viewers was able to feel a connection with him that was uncommon in the realm of competitive reality television. This connection was built by his competition with fellow coach Adam Levine, their humorous banter, and his infrequent moments of vulnerability. Shelton, however, has declared that the 2025 season will be his final season of duty, which comes after he has served for more than a decade and 23 seasons. Despite the fact that his resignation came as a surprise to many people, it was evident that Shelton's choice was not taken on a whim. This marked a big turning moment not only for The Voice, but also for Shelton himself. It was the end of an era for the show, and his departure marked a significant turning point, a longing for progress in one's own life. It is possible that Blake Shelton's decision to leave The Voice was motivated by his desire to achieve personal growth and a shift in priorities. This is one of the most plausible reasons. Despite the fact that Shelton has been a well-liked coach on the program for more than a decade, he is also a multidimensional musician who has had a successful career in country music. Over the course of his career, he has produced albums that have topped the charts, went on tours that have been completely sold out, and established himself as a mainstay in the country music industry. But as time goes on, a lot of celebrities come to the realization that life and profession need to be balanced. As Shelton's career progressed, it is likely that he began to yearn for more time to pursue his musical endeavors outside of the confines of the show, to spend more time with his family, and to experiment with new creative endeavors. It is true that the demands of television can be taxing for many high-profile entertainers, and for someone with Shelton's varied career, the necessity of concentrating on his music without being constrained by a television schedule became an increasingly significant one. In interviews that took place before his leave, Shelton expressed his deep appreciation for his family, focusing specifically on his wife Gwen Stefani and the children they have together. It is possible that his choice to move away was influenced by the fact that he would be able to spend more time with them and would be less dependent on the requirements of The Voice. It is possible that Shelton's resignation was influenced by a number of key motivating factors, including his desire to rebalance his personal life and investigate new forms of creative expression that are not constrained by the confines of a television set. The logical progression of his professional life. The natural progression of Shelton's career is another significant element that contributed to his departure from The Voice. While Shelton was already a well-known figure in the country music industry when the program initially debuted, The Voice was instrumental in propelling his career to new heights. It allowed him to reach a wider audience, introduced him to millions of admirers outside of the country music scene, and contributed to the consolidation of his status as one of the most influential people in country music. Nevertheless, after 23 seasons, Shelton had practically accomplished everything he could as a coach on The Voice. He had reached the top of his potential. During the course of his flourishing musical career, Shelton may have come to the realization that his work on The Voice was no longer providing him with the same creative challenges that it had in the past. Because he had already released a number of albums, had a number of songs that were successful, and had won a number of prizes, the necessity of relying on The Voice as a platform for publicity had reduced. Although it is undeniable that The Voice assisted him in reaching a larger audience, it is more likely that Shelton was able to consider other projects with a higher degree of creative freedom because of his own established brand and personal accomplishments. Blake Shelton is able to refocus his career on new challenges as a result of his departure from The Voice. These new challenges include the pursuit of new musical collaborations, the expansion of his philanthropic endeavors, and even the exploration of other entertainment opportunities that are more in line with his evolving interests. An alteration in the dynamic of the show. It is possible that the shifting dynamic of the show itself is another one of the underlying factors that led to Shelton's decision to leave. The Voice has seen a number of changes throughout the course of its history, including the addition of new coaches to the panel as well as the implementation of new formats and challenges. The coaching panel has become more diversified as a result of the addition of celebrities like Kelly Clarkson, Ariana Grande, and John Legend, and the climate of competition has become more fierce as a result of this. It is true that this change has been an essential component in maintaining the show's freshness and interest, but it also meant that Shelton no longer possessed the same level of power that he had previously enjoyed. It is possible that Shelton's job began to become less vital to the identity of the program as a result of the rotation of fresh coaches and the evolving audience. Initially, he had a certain level of authority and consistency on the panel because he was one of the founding coaches. Furthermore, the growing number of celebrity guests and guest mentors who appeared on the show may have contributed to the creation of an atmosphere in which Shelton felt that his distinctive role on the show was being diminished. There was also a shift in focus that occurred as a result of the addition of newer, younger talent to the show, which may not have been in line with Shelton's aim to continue to be at the forefront of the show's ever-changing landscape. The call of personal satisfaction and the pleasure of family life. The importance of Blake Shelton's family and his personal life has been a consistent theme throughout his career. Over the past few years, his marriage to Gwen Stefani has received a great amount of media attention, and the couple has been warmly acclaimed for their love story. Shelton's decision to leave The Voice was probably influenced by the fact that he would be able to spend more time with his family, which is especially important considering the fact that he had been working so hard on the game show for so many years. The fact that being a coach on The Voice requires a significant amount of time and work is very well known. Considering the intense nature of the program, which included everything from the blind auditions to the live events, Shelton's personal life outside of work was frequently put on the back burner. Because of his departure from The Voice, Shelton now has more time to devote to his family, notably his relationship with Stefani and the children they have together as a blended family. It is also likely that Shelton wished to make more room for other personal endeavors, such as exploring new musical initiatives, spending time at his ranch, or perhaps pursuing new financial interests. This could have been the motivation behind his decision. Final thoughts. The departure of Blake Shelton from The Voice represents the end of an era, and although fans may be saddened by his departure, the choice makes sense when taking into consideration the progression of both his personal and professional life. Shelton most certainly considered his departure from the program as an opportunity for personal development, artistic discovery, and the ability to concentrate on his family life after he had been the show's heart and soul for more than a decade. Shelton's history on The Voice will definitely continue to be a defining chapter in his career, but his departure indicates that there are other possibilities for him to explore. Shelton's career is continuing to expand, and his legacy on The Voice will undoubtedly persist. Blake Shelton's departure is not the conclusion of his journey. Rather, it is merely the beginning of a new beginning. This can be evident in the form of new songs, new business initiatives, or simply spending more time with the people he cares about.